Okay, so here we go with the final. Final is 3 games, 4-2-1-0 scoring. This is the first tournament, the warm-up tournament of the IFPA Midsommar. Okay. Seems to be a slight lack of control here now. Okay, so I'm sure everybody knows how to play Doctor Who. We'll see what strategies are adopted. So this is Ian Thomas Hawkesworth. I've seen him before, but I can't say I know him that well. I'll get a chance to talk to him more over the weekend. So he's playing, I'm guessing, Doctor 6. Okay, so Doctor 6 basically gives you a multiplier on this loop shot here. So each time you shoot around this loop, you advance these multiplier, and these are playfield multipliers, so they multiply everything, every shot that you make. Okay, and then after he's up to 6, if you get to 10 shots you get something called a sonic boom. It's being very kind on in-lanes, this machine.
Is it okay when the other guys play the machines on this side of free play, or is it too noisy?
I think it sounds okay. I think the fact you've got the volume up is fine. So yeah, nah, let them play. It's yeah. Okay. Okay, so Ian making good progress here. Spoke too soon. Drained down the right out lane. I'm guessing you're an Ian supporter. Okay, so here we have Julio or Julio, depending whether you're from Spain, from Germany, or from England. So the fact that Julio is from Spain, we will call him Julio. But I'm sure he won't object, whatever we call him. It's a little bit too late on the shot. For what he was shooting for was this shot up here. Okay, so you basically the W, and that's the H shot, and then the O shot give you a progression on scores. Toby being very strict with the players, the remaining players who want to play the machines on free play. Okay, so Julian Klotz is another very, very keen competitor in the German pinball circuit. And regularly appears in finals of tournaments. Yeah, jinx. It's always the case, isn't it? If somebody's having a good ball and you say, oh, he's having a good ball, and then next thing, there it's gone. Yeah. end of ball. Ah well. So let's see what Norman can do ball 2. So the good thing is completed Doctor 6, but then centre drain. So no real great scores here yet so far. So Ian playing Doctor 6 again for the playfield multipliers. And I must admit that's the strategy I like to play on Doctor Who. I've been told by some much better players than me that there is actually no point in playing Doctor 6 because you get the playfield multiplier anyway if you go for sonic booms. But to me it's sort of nice gentle strategy. Build up the playfield multiplier and then play the sonic boom. So that's his second lock, the transporter razors, and there are targets here, and because he has completed Doctor 7, then any hit on these targets will give him two red squares, or it might be 3 red squares to advance. Completing the grid of red squares raises the transporter again to the 3rd level. So we may see him do that on ball 3. Guys with headphones are listening to pin rules and strategy. I wonder if that's true. I always assume they're listening to music. But yes, maybe particularly if they're on a stream, they can get the partner watching the stream and saying you need to be doing this and this. Okay, Julio just doesn't seem to have got control of that, or got measure of that left like lane shot. The 8 shot. Oh, and it tilts. Okay. Yeah. I don't think he did anything there to tilt. But he's an experienced enough player to just accept that, Julio. That's pinball. Thank you, CNK. I sort of get, I get complimented on my coaching strategy sometimes, but I also know that it's not perfect and it's often not 100% right. I think it will help players who don't know the games that well. The players that do know probably don't need the coaching, so therefore it doesn't matter. I like to fill that gap between Bo and Kerins, who can tell you how to play the game if you have his skills. But I also know that mere mortal pinball players look for a quick and easy strategy in order to be able to get points in tournaments, and that can make a big difference. If you have reasonable knowledge of the majority of games, that alone will move you a number of positions up a tournament. So Julian now, multi-ball, trying to complete that set of squares at the top, and he's now there. Okay, so when he loses the ball, but you see now that when it races for the 3rd time, there are three 3 gates, and you shoot one of those gates in order to start the next stage of the multi-ball. So he will get there. I'm sure he's got another ball yet to play, so we will get to see the next stage. Norman knows this machine extremely well. And, Norman is a player who knows how to play control. He knows the strategy of this machine, I'm sure, inside out. But Norman is also a fly player, and sometimes that can let him down. But that was a very, very nice catch. And that was a very nice pass as well. So he seems to be going for multi-ball. He's actually not very far off completing the escape targets here. Yeah. Once you've completed the escape targets, that lights the video mode. And the video mode is quite a number of points, particularly if you can get a playfield multiplier attached. So okay, so he gets locked one. And he chooses Doctor 3, which is more time, and that's more time for completion of the Who targets during Sonic Boom, so I'm not quite sure why he chose that. But it's still okay. He actually doesn't need, okay. He doesn't need the playfield multiplier at this stage, he just needs to get some points on the board. So I think I would be tempted to play the Who strategy. He's up to 21 million, I think, now. So okay, so second lock. I think that was a lucky bounce in, but he'll take that. He's got Doctor 7. Doctor 7 is already solidly lit, so therefore each hit on these 5 targets at the front here will give him double advancement of the completion. So he'll shoot the grid. Okay, maybe not. Yeah. That gave him, he actually lit his video mode there by hitting that last escape target. So finishes on 55 million. Okay, if you never played Doctor Who, then try and find one, because it really is, it's one of those sort of classic era machines. If you can play it many different ways, and if you've watched my videos before, I've explained the different strategies, the different ways you play it. Yep, that's the end of Ian. Okay, so Norman's looking pretty strong, but don't count this guy out, because he's currently 20th in the world, Spanish number 1, been as high as rank number 9 in the world.
Is there no light for the
40 million for the Who, and completes Who, which is awesome. That is just absolutely great play. Yep. Oh, another great backhand. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Can we fit another light to the other rig? Or is there no wire for it?
There's no wire to the right hand side, because I've pinched it for this.
Yeah. Well, is there another?
There's one for the left hand side. Yeah.
Second reset.
Right,
Switch
okay.
just to switch it.
Just make sure, I've told Toby already, just make sure I'm Maiden volume's turned down for the music. Oh, I'm finally out, but that's a great ball 3 for Julio. Yep. I played Julio in competitions in Spain, and the Spanish players all have this sort of very fast reaction, almost manic sort of play, but manic but controlled. It's like wonderful. Yeah. Hi Johnny. Ramp all day. Yes, you can do that. That's this ramp round here. Yeah, and you shoot it 10 times, and you get something called a sonic boom. And the sonic boom is then a combination of shooting the W, the H, and then the O. Sorry, the O round here, and each shot gives you 40 million. So. With a play field multiplier. So Julian giving a demonstration of how to play multi-ball. You get the jackpot by shooting all 3 of the gates. So at the moment he needs this one, and you can see he tried to backhand it there, which is a very, very difficult shot. I nearly achieved it. Okay, so now you get to see the video mode, which is jumping over objects. Press 1 flipper for a small object, 2 flippers for a big object, and always remember to jump into the TARDIS, because you get extra points, which Julian didn't do. So video mode 2. I really need to tell him that, because he obviously doesn't know it. You always jump into the TARDIS at the end. Yes, Johnny, it is the same pattern every time. You can just keep doing it over and over and over again. And I've seen some of the top players do over 100 loops round that top shot. So which effectively gives you 10 sonic booms, and an absolutely tremendous score. And if you see the high scores on a Doctor Who, it always shows you a loop champion, which again is the number of loops that you play, and that's reset, I think, either every day or something like that. Julian is doing really well, yeah, but he doesn't jump into the TARDIS. So I'm going to tell him.
What do you mean by jumping into the TARDIS?
In the video mode,
yeah.
When you jump over all the objects, when you get to the TARDIS,
yeah.
you also jump into the TARDIS,
right?
Because you get extra points for jumping into the TARDIS. And he played at least 2 video modes and didn't jump into the TARDIS. The selection of song at the beginning makes no difference to the gameplay, purely the song that the machine plays to you while you're playing. So okay, so you see here Julio's playing very hard, yeah, and this is typical to the way he plays. When he tried to shake that out, which he very nearly did. So he'll be a little bit disappointed with that. 1.9 million, ball 1, and not a great deal of progress in terms of Eddie letters to start his first mode. So what you need to do first, basically there are a number of skill shots. I'll take you through those. Well, actually, Julian I think is waiting for the tilt bob to settle. So the simple skill shot is from there to this clipper here. That's the easiest one to get, which is what Julian was playing. It's very easy to miss as well as very easy to hit. And then the next thing you need to do is start to collect these Eddie letters, yeah? And they are achieved by the white shots. So any white shot will give you an Eddie letter. Once you've completed Eddie, then it will start a mode, and the mode is dependent on which of these lights is flashing. In tournament mode, Flight of Icarus is always selected first. Flight of Icarus is a mode where you shoot alternate ramps, left, right, left, right. You can change the mode by shooting this spinner. Players that are brave enough to do it will do that as part of strategy, because if you can get modes such as, well, any actually other than Flight of Icarus, will give you more points. Yeah. So Norman's actually started another mode, not Flight of Icarus, so therefore he must have shot the spinner, and that was Hallowed Be Thy Name. So you can see there 16 million from doing very little, yeah? and the modes are really, really lucrative on Iron Maiden. It's called a loop strategy at the top. Dangerous, but again highly profitable if you can keep the loops going. Curryverse Life. Evening. I'm not sure how Curryverse Life is, but he's got to be German. Germans can basically live on Currywurst. Well, just the Wurst actually, you don't need the curry, just the Wurst. I don't mind you shouting Currywurst, that's fine. Okay, so ball 1 locked. What Julio needs to do here is lock ball 2, but he needs to get a mode. Battle is lit, so he needs to shoot the centre shot to start the mode, which he does. The mode is Flight of Icarus, which says disappointed because it's it will now start the multi-ball. He'll play the third lock. And that inner orbit is a lot easier to hit than the left. I'm not quite sure what happened there. And this Flight of Icarus is timing down, but that's his ball 3. So the blue shots are the multi-ball jackpot shots, and the Flight of Icarus are the left and right ramps. So if you watch Keith Elwin playing this, he'll just shoot ramp after ramp after ramp. The idea here is that you need to shoot enough of the blue shots in order to light the super jackpot, which is in this like dead end alley. So you'll see that light very soon. But he's already down to 2 balls. Okay, so you see now this arrow's lit here. That is obviously easiest to shoot from this flipper, but not easy. Yeah. So Julio showing at the moment why he is a very highly ranked player. That was amazing. And you see what I mean about the sort of manic but controlled play of the Spanish players. When you play in Spain, you see like multiple Julios. They're in different sizes, but they all play the same. Like some competition to see how much energy you can put into a game of pinball. Absolutely amazing. Can you add more time to the mode? Yes, you can, by hitting this target here. It's one of the mystery modes, gives you is more time. I don't think it's guaranteed to get you that, but it certainly can do. So Julio now on 160 million, so he made good progress with that. Okay. You now have something called sarcophagus lock. Sarcophagus is basically towards mummy multi-ball. It started Hallowed Be Thy Name, I think. Okay, gets double danger there, but he's still alive. So mummy multi-ball, he needs to complete mummy, yeah, by shooting this captive ball. And I think he's two shots away from that. And mummy multi-ball he will bring in on ball 3 quite definitely. So, okay, I'll just give you another one of the super skill shots. Super skill shot from here down into out lane or in lane will give you 20 million points and an extended ball saver and I think an Eddie letter. So that's a bit like Congo. So Julian wants to get some Eddie letters here. Is two Eddie letters off the mode. Basic rule of Iron Maiden is to take the easy Eddie letters, not the hard ones. So the easy ones are the center ramp and the inner orbit. Next it would be the right orbit, and then finally the ramps, because the ramps are so tight that they are really difficult to get. And as you advance through the game, the number of shots close out, so you have to do the ramps at the end, but you don't have to do them at the beginning. So make it easy. Take the easy Eddie letters whenever they're lit. Oh, that's nice. Julian! So, do you want to move across a bit? So I can't coach. The problem I've got is I'm telling people what they're doing in terms of strategy, which is not really very fair if you're actually playing the game. So, how did your ball go? How did you feel?
Not so good, but I think everything is ready for the last ball.
Yep. Yeah. Julio played a really nice ball there with a multi-ball with Flight of Icarus, but it got the accuracy on the ramps to go with it, so it was yeah. So it actually did that all.
So I go back and you can tell them what to do.
Okay, good luck. Okay, so Norman making some good progress and making good progress on loops there as well. The well, that was dangerous. The loops, as I said, can be very, very profitable, and they're basically achieved by shooting from this flipper round the loops. Yeah, and you can keep doing that over and over again. But there is also a second loop, an inner loop round here from the small left-hand flipper. The inner loops count twice the score, and the outer loops that Ian is playing now count double if you keep this flipper down, because obviously it's a more difficult shot. Yeah, so temptation is always put the flipper up, which again lesser mortal players do, but you will see the top players leaving the flipper down and continuing shooting this shot, which gives them twice the value, which is an awesome piece of pinball design by Keith Elwin. We Love Pinball did a raid on my channel when we were streaming 2 weeks ago, which was great. I've no idea what a raid is, but it seemed pretty cool to me. And they came with five people and raided the stream, which I thought, that's nice. Okay, so again, Ian making good progress here. His ball save's still on, so no danger in losing balls. His mummy is now flashing. He needs to hit this target for a mummy jackpot. And the next part of mummy is all about switch hits. Oh, that was a great catch. Absolutely awesome. So he's out of mummy. I'd never find it a particularly high scoring multi-ball mummy. I have seen players scoring multiple millions, hundreds of millions. It's that ability to keep shooting spinners, because spinners give you switch hits, and once you get to so many switch hits, then the mummy captive ball lights for the jackpot. You can also keep adding balls by shooting left and right ramps, but I find it a very difficult multi-ball to play. So here we are, Julio on ball 3 with a commanding lead of 180 million. Let's see how he goes. Dean just reporting that the rig's set up for the final game, and you see he's immediately going for that for the mummy to start that multi-ball. And again, use of both upper flippers. Oh, that might be dangerous. Okay, one more shot, and that starts mummy multi-ball. So I say, you'll see Julio doing this. Ramps are really important because they give you an adder ball. He's now got the left, he just needs the right to start to get an adder ball again. But he wants to be shooting the orbits. That inner orbit is the best shot on this. I think. Yeah, that's straight out of multi-ball. You see what I mean? It's difficult. Hi, Mr. Snailman. I think I should know who Mr. Snailman is. Is that the room? Remind me. World champion player. Yeah. Okay, so Julian Klotz stepping up, ball 3. Lots to do. Colin McAlpine. Yeah, just worked it out, Colin, just before you put the message up. Good to see you, pal. There've been some great tournaments last few weeks. Absolutely great to see. I think our wonderful hobby sport of pinball is beginning to take hold. I think you've said you can no longer get to the EPC as well, Colin, which is a shame. So, okay, so Julian on Hallowed Be Thy Name. Lock's ready to go. I'm surprised he's not playing that. Okay, so ball 3 locked. And okay, that gives him the first escape in Hallowed. Ramp nice. So now he needs the drop targets in Hallowed Be Thy Name. And it's always difficult, this, I find, because you actually you've got to concentrate on two things at once here, which is completion of the mode and also jackpots for the multi-ball. It's got the super jackpot lit at the top. That was nice. So he's on level 2 of the multi-ball, indicated by the fact the jackpot shots are flashing green, and he already has the jackpot lit there, which he... Okay, and he takes the soul shard as well at 2 times, which is 26 million. So an absolutely excellent recovery being made here by Julian Klotz. My streaming channel is called JDL Pinball, as in this big logo thing here at the bottom. Yeah, I think you're right there, Colin. The 80 million plus that you can get on Hallowed Be Thy Name takes some getting on Trooper Multiball. So yeah, JDL Pinball stream on Twitch, which if you're watching this, you're watching JDL Pinball on Twitch. I also upload videos, finals such as this get edited such that the gaps between games get removed, and then uploaded to YouTube, again channel JDL Pinball. I have my wife Dina, who is what she likes to call herself, the shop floor worker. She sets up the rigs, makes sure the cables are all in the right place, comes and helps me set up the information on the stream to have the correct player names and player order. That basically just allows me to sit here and look pretty and keep talking too much. Oh, nice. He really is blowing this up. This is awesome. Yeah. And he gets another Adiball, I think, did he? Oh, and a Lazarus. Woo! Johnny, any other big events coming up? Yes, there are. Here at Fulda, Bulls and Balls, Fulda in Germany. This weekend there are another 10 tournaments to be played over the next 4 days. I'll be streaming those pretty much constantly for the next 4 days. Some with commentary, some without, because I'll be playing in some of those tournaments. The next one after that is the European Pinball Championship, which is next weekend in Copenhagen. Yeah, good point. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed during that, Colin, I am becoming a little bit more aware of being careful about giving tips. I mean, there's no way I can give tips to the top players, which is what I always used to think. But I think you just have to be careful not to say things that strategically could help a player when they come into the commentary booth if they're in the middle of playing a game. That's only sort of recently occurred to me, but it's actually fairly obvious. You could be heavily criticised for suggesting something to a player which could help them win that particular game. So Norman Heikamp, I've known Norman in German pinball for ever since I've played here. He appears in pretty much all the tournaments. He's having a good run at the moment. He's been in a few finals, and it's good to see him in this one as well. He's currently ranked 366. This even at fourth place would take him up from there. And so we've got a lot of tournaments to play this weekend, so I'm sure we'll be seeing Norman in more finals than just this one. A very capable player, an excellent fly player, sometimes doesn't control the ball as much as he probably should, but great reaction skills, great machine knowledge, and great temperament. I do actually ask players what they listen to, because it's something you see players have different strategies. Some players play in gloves, some players play with headphones, some players play with lamps, and whether it's just psychological and gives you a bit of an edge, I don't know. there are of course many players that have a ball warm-up procedure of wiping down the lock bar or positioning themselves, setting music on headphones, whatever. I think whatever helps you in the game, it's and that's one of the things Keith Owen, I'm sure, designed on purpose into this, is that you flip late with this flipper and it goes straight down that out lane. It's like, the number of times that happens is unbelievable. Anyway, good to be back here streaming. Yeah, pinball's a wonderful hobby. Cheers. So I think, Colin, you're 6 hours behind us, are you? It's been 8 o'clock, no, 7 o'clock your time. Again, just for explanation, it's a German public holiday here tomorrow, and our wonderful country director Toby always takes advantages of these public holidays on Thursdays to make a 4-day pinball weekend. So Fulda is a really popular venue here in Germany. We run 3 or 4 major tournaments from here in a similar format, so they're all 10-11 tournaments for all for 100% TGP and all with 80 players, so the potential for world ranking points is huge. Okay, I'll be getting told off by Dina in a minute because she'll be telling me I should be putting the scores in on the next game. Ooh, that was mean. Yep. So 4 million fishtails, not the best of scores. Right, the player cam looks a little bit dark. I think we're probably missing the light on the rig. So I don't know. You can move the machines quite a lot in Fulda, but you cannot move them that much, Julio. So hey, what do you mean I am do not sound German? Hi, yes, no, it is Jim. Jim Lindsay, I am from Sheffield, Yorkshire, England. I've lived in Germany for 6 years and managed to resist the temptation to speak any German, which somehow makes me popular. I've no idea why. I work for a German company. I'm an international sales director, so I work in English-speaking countries with English-speaking customers, and it just means that all the people in my company have to speak English whenever we have a sales meeting. So I think that's pretty fair. I'm sure the position will change after Brexit, maybe, but probably not get into politics. Okay, so Fishtails is a machine that I bought a long time ago, still have it, because I bought it because it's a machine that everybody hates, and it's a machine that so regularly appears in tournaments. So I can tell you how to play it. I can tell you that I've been to scores of 2.5 billions and that sort of thing. It would even be true. So maybe we should get onto a bit of the strategy of fishtails. See what the players do. The general temptation is to Dina calls it whack it. When the ball first plunges. When the ball first plunges, it comes round the top and down to the flipper. And you have a ball save, and if you hit it straight into the caster's club, it will give you 2 million points, and then 3 million, 4 million, and so on. And a lot of fishtail machines allow that shot, sort of by doing a sort of timed flip. I don't like that strategy. I like to catch the ball and then play the caster's club. If I can do it quickly enough, I get a fast cast, but I'm more concerned about the training it gives you to catch the ball. That's gone. Really? The goat loves fishtails? My God. Yeah, look, you see, and this is the point. If you're that was the example of the fast cast, by the way. That's so plunge straight into the fast cast, and that's ball 2 locked. Okay, so the next he'll get to multi-ball. Mortal players, if they get to multi-ball, can quite often score nothing from the multi-ball. He actually nearly backhanded the caster's club there. The tournament strategy for mortal players is not to play multi-ball at all, but to play round this boat, because it feeds round the ramps, and then from there round this one and round the ramps. But we'll talk about that later, and now we're on multi-ball. So multi-ball, first thing to do, control the balls. Do not keep flipping, because otherwise you'll lose. Next, put one ball in the caster's club. Okay, so Julio loses one ball, but he'll keep control, or he'll try to get control back. Okay, so he's got one ball on each flipper. So caster's club, a bit too early, a bit too late, sorry. So you see, he's played multi-ball, he's locked 3 balls, and he's now got 13 million. So multi-ball strategy is a dangerous strategy. This is a much more sensible strategy, video mode, because if you know your way through shooting the boaters, then you can get 60 million on video mode, depending how the machine is set up. So 31 million, so there wasn't a big score. There's quite often a big score that gives you 30 million in there as well. On certain settings on fishtails, that can be an extra ball, by the way. Tournament mode never gives the extra balls. So. Okay, so Julio straight back to multi-ball mode, so he's and another fast cast. I mean but that timed flip is something that some players develop. It's sort of, I always think of it as being a sort of 70s, 80s style of play. No, I think big scores disabled Colin. It must be, because he scored 19 million, didn't he? The big score should have come up. I know it can be based on a number of the front boaters that you hit, but I think it hit enough there to enable it. So you see, the trouble here is this is what Norman should be doing. Norman should be playing boat, 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 boat. And each time you shoot a lit boat target, okay, it lights one of these little six little fishes here. Once you complete all 6 fishes, you get something called a monster fish, which starts at 20 million, and all you have to do is shoot up to this spinner to get 20 million. The shooting the boat gives you round about 8 million anyway, so 28 million for 6 shots plus a spinner shot. And that is a lot safer than shooting for multi-balls. Absolutely, Colin. I was talking about this earlier. I don't know if you were on the stream then. If you play in Spain, I played in a couple of tournaments in Madrid. The tournaments are full of little, different size versions of Julio, and they all play the same. They all play this great nudging, great reaction, intimate knowledge of games. And there's 60 of them in a tournament. Anyway, sorry, back to this game. So Julio is, wrong one. Julian is on his video mode. Not that, obviously that familiar with it. But the reason I love this machine is you have to control it. If you don't control the ball, you will lose it. Because there's so little playfield area here that you just hit black posts and it goes out. So I think he won't get that back. Okay, so Julio finishes on 53 million. He has, I think, already won this tournament. It's not completely conclusive yet, but fairly close. Yes, agreed. And his monster fish is ready. He needs to hit the spinner. There he goes. Okay, so 17 million for a monster fish. That puts him in contention, you see. That's 35 million. He can pull himself back into... he could get into first place. If he gets another monster fish, that will put him in first place. Oh dear, unfortunately goes down. He was actually being tempted by the flashing lights here as well, because he wanted one more shot for multi-ball. And... yeah, knowing Norman, I think he would have probably gone for that as the next strategy. So let's see if Ian can do something here. And apologies, I've got the player order wrong on this game for some reason. Anyway, okay, so that's the end of tournament. So Julio gets 4 points. Julian gets 2 points. Norman gets 1 point. Okay, so there we have it. Julio, and I can't say the rest of his name. Julio from Spain, the victor. In first place with 10 points, Julian Klotz from Germany with 8 points in second place, Norman Heikamp third place, and Ian Hawkesworth from Denmark in fourth place. So, thank you very much guys for tuning in this evening. Yes, Colin, I will say hi to Dina. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you'll be with us over the next 4 days. There's a lot of pinball left to play. we'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll probably be streaming from round about 10 o'clock all the way through the day on the qualification rounds of tournaments, and we'll be back with full commentary on the finals tomorrow evening. So thank you for tuning in. Great to be doing this again. I do really enjoy it, and it's